Hi, I'm Gini. This is my third time doing the intro because I wasn't recording. But anyway, I am a full-time esports host now. I can actually say that, which is really exciting. But I thought that I would share my journey because it's been no secret that 2023 for me personally has been an incredible year. I was able to work across 5 titles. It allowed me to travel to 7 different countries across 3 different continents. Bro, I didn't travel a lot as a kid, okay? Financially, it wasn't possible. So being able to do this is insane. I've had a little event every single month, or I literally even had instances where I was booked for 31 days straight, which is crazy. But if I was going to start esports again in 2024, or if you are someone who's looking to start esports in 2024 and you're starting from scratch, I'm going to give you my game plan. I am going to give you the tools that I use to get where I am today. So I hope you grab a blanket, a piece of paper, a pen, whatever, because if there's anything, these 10 steps have genuinely defined my career. I've been asked about them a lot. I got at least 2 to 3 messages. I get at least 2 to 3 messages a day. And I think I'm just gonna make a video about it because typing it out is a lot. So get ready, because we're gonna start. So first step that I would do if I was starting in esports, which probably you already have because otherwise you wouldn't be able to send me a message, that is I would actually make socials. So I would create socials with my caster, host, talent, whatever it is you want to be in esports. If it is a designer, a graphic designer, whatever, I would start my socials with that tagline. Twitter, 100,000 million %, you'd be surprised by how much shit happens on Twitter. You want to be there. TikTok, Instagram, Twitch, just set up your socials. I'm not asking you to post yet. I'm just asking you to set it up. That's literally it. Okay, thank you. Number 2 is I would get an esports reel. This is specific to talent, but also again, if you are doing anything else, it's a portfolio. What is a reel you're asking? It's a 2-minute video because that's the maximum I think that you're allowed to show on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. And it just showcases what you are able to do. Taking snippets from past broadcasts that you've worked and you're putting those into a 2-minute video to highlight that you are a capable human being. You might be looking at this and you're thinking, Ginny, I have not worked a single day in my life as an esports talent. What are you talking about? Well, don't you worry, because that's where I come in. Because I was in the exact same spot as you exactly 2 years ago where I had not worked a single event. Now, guess what I did? I had a twitch.tv/Janiro, follow, like, and subscribe. And I hosted a community tournament. So basically what I did was that I invited community members and friends to play a 5v5 in League of Legends. And because I was a streamer, I was able to put myself as the host. You know, if you don't have 10 friends, I'm sorry. You can put a tweet out on Twitter. That actually gives you the opportunity to put yourself out there in terms of getting the experience of casting. It gives more tangible evidence of what you're able to do. And honestly, you can put that reel together and you can be like, holy fuck, I suck. And that's fine because it was on your Twitch stream. So you can just organize another one a couple days later and then you can just take the best bits and pieces. And maybe you actually are a social butterfly. Doubt it, 'cause you're in esports. But if you are, you have friends who might be looking for someone to help them with their cast, help them with their stream. So just do that. Put it in a 2-minute video. Put it on Twitter. Say who you are. Say what you do. Say that you're looking for work. Pin it to your profile. That's it. That's literally it. That's what you're going to do, okay? You've already set up your socials. You now have your esports reel and you pinned it to your profile. If you don't have editing skills, that's okay. You can pay someone on Fiverr to do so. If you don't want to pay someone on Fiverr to do it, there are so many people out here on esports. Hey! There are so many people out there that are willing to help. Just keep that in mind. Okay. Number 3 is you need to make a social media plan. I think a lot of people don't really take into consideration how important it is to have a certain following or a certain brand on social media when it comes to working in esports. They genuinely think that all you have to do is just rock up to the show and like smile and the followers are going to start like coming in. That's not true. It doesn't work. Maybe it did back in the day, but again, this is from someone who has genuinely only done this for 2 years. I don't know what it was like back in the day, but I can tell you about what it's like now if you're starting from scratch. You on the broadcast sitting there smiling is not going to be enough, okay? I've said this before and I'm going to say it again. You need to come up with a social media strategy. You need to define what platform you're going to post on, what exactly are you going to be posting, and when are you going to be posting this stuff? Because it can be really overwhelming because you got YouTube, you got TikTok, you got Instagram, you got Twitter, you got Twitch, you have so many different platforms, but just pick one and focus on growing your audience there. That's all. Just figure out what you want to post and what you want to be known for, because that leads us into our 4th point, and that is to define your niche within your niche. And you're thinking, Fancy schmancy words, yes, maybe potentially, but I'll explain it. Esports on its own is already a niche. Gaming is already a niche. It's a small part of the internet that a certain amount of people belong to, which does happen to be, I mean, it's not smart. It's pretty big. It's a pretty big piece on the internet. But you need to define and find your place within that niche. So when it comes to esports, first, what do you want to be? Do you want to be a caster? Do you want to be a color caster? Do you want to be an analyst on the desk? Do you want to be a play-by-play caster? Do you want to be a host? Do you want to be an interviewer? Define and identify what you want to be in this scene first and foremost before you do anything else, because having that clear path, having that guide on what you want to be and what you want to do is going to be so crucial. You also need to identify exactly what games you want to be working on. I say games, I will get to that in a little bit later. What games you want to be working on and what role you want to be working on in each game, but also what do you want to be known as? Okay, you want to be a caster. What kind of caster do you want to be? Do you want to be the funny caster? Do you want to be the witty caster? Do you want to be the historian? You need to find out exactly what it is that will make you you and that will make you different from the rest. Okay, there's no point in sitting here and looking at the tier 1 casters and copying them bit by bit, piece for piece, word by word, because we already have them. Okay, like they already exist. You need to be different. You need to be yourself. You need to be new. And that's the only reason that you're going to be able to stand out. And it's also going to be the only reason that you're going to be able to get hired, because if you're just a carbon copy of your caster that you look up to, they exist. We don't want them. We want them. Of course we want them because they're already there. But we don't need number 2. We don't need a little minion. Okay? No, not cute. Even the way that you put your hair, the way that you do your makeup, the way that you dress can be a way to identify yourself. I think a really good example of that, I would say, like for me, I am known as the girl with the curly hair and the interesting outfits. I get a lot of interesting outfits, thanks guys. But 99.999% of the male representing broadcast talent wear suits. So, you know, there's a gap to fill. And maybe that could be you. Okay, that then leads me very nicely actually into my 5th point, and that is focus on your competitive advantages. Identify them. There's no point in focusing on what you don't have, just focus on what you do have. Some people have the advantage of being a native English speaker. Maybe you don't. That's fine. It's not like there's no point in focusing on not having that. Some people have the advantage of looking a certain way because at the end of the day, it's entertainment. Looks do help a little. Some people have the advantage of the fact that they have been in this game for 10 plus years and they know everything in and out and everything that's changed, and they can bring back a match from like 27 pre-financial crisis. Maybe you don't have that, and that's okay. What do you have? One of my competitive advantage, the biggest one, is that I went to business school, and it has allowed me to approach this more as a business rather than a hobby, which as a result allowed me to propel so quickly. Another competitive advantage of mine is that I grew up in Twitch chat. So I mean, you could call it a competitive advantage. You can say maybe parenting question mark over there. But I learned English through Twitch chat, and you can sometimes very much pick that up on the way that I just randomly blurt out the dumbest shit on broadcast. And maybe to you that's like cringe, ew, yuck, I never want to be that. But to me, that's my personality. That's who I am. I am very I'm a zoomer. I'm chronically online. And of course, you don't want to just exude that 24/7, but here and there, it does get sprinkled in a little bit. Not on purpose, unconsciously, but still, it is who I am. And at the end of the day, it does set me apart from others. Branding coming through clutch, but it works. And you need to focus on what that is for you personally. And it's little things like these that make people go, yo, what? But it helps. It makes you stand out. It makes you noticeable. And of course, my outfits. I always post a fit check because I have nothing else to do with my life. So yeah, it helps too. Number 6, and I think this is like probably one of the most important ones, is outreach. Outreach. Just send the fucking message, send the DM. And this is probably the thing that I get asked on the most, and this is the most important one, I would say by far, is if you see someone post on twitter.com that they have something going on and they're literally like, oh, we're announcing this competition and it's a game that you want to work in, you send a message. Send a message to whatever fucking account posted and be like, hi, my name is XYZ and I am an XYZ. This is my reel. I am interested in working for your event. Please do let me know if you're interested. Enter.
Oh, damn.
Always need to make sure that's a little bit personal. So what I would always do is like, oh, I saw you announce this. I really liked what you did on this. And this is how I work. I think would be a good fit. Let me know. That's how you get your first stuff. You will always have to do outreach regardless of how big or how small you are in terms of your following, in terms of the careers that you've done, in terms of the events you've worked. Just don't forget about it. This is genuinely the pillar. If there's anything you take away from this video, outreach. What I'm going to say here, I think a lot of people are going to be like, whoa, but from a talent perspective, as someone who has worked 5 different titles over the years, I'm not saying work 5 different titles, but I am saying work at least 2. Don't pigeonhole yourself into one game. Being able to work multiple titles is going to be rough. It's not going to be easy, but working multiple titles is so important. But again, whatever you're comfortable with, but please do try and work 1 or 2 games. You'll learn so much from working multiple titles. I wouldn't be where I am today if I wasn't working this many, because the stuff that you pick up from other talent in the green room, from working with different producers, from working on different shows, is literal gold, and nothing else can ever replace that. So if you want to do something, work 2 titles, or try to work 2 titles. And I'm not saying to half-ass either one of them. Like, work them, okay? Like, give them your all. Put your whole badusi in there. Number 8. Some of you need to hear this. I've said this before, and I'm going to keep saying it, and I will keep saying it, and I will die on this hill, and that is, please just be nice to people. Be nice. It's not that hard. Oh, like, it's literally not that hard to just be a decent fucking human being. Just be a decent human being. Just be nice. Say hi to people. Smile at people. Hi, how are you doing today? Like, I'm not asking you to start a 10-minute conversation. I'm just asking, hi, how are you? Just be nice. Be friendly. It goes a long way, especially in an industry where everyone is always under a lot of pressure. There's going to be a lot of stress. A lot of people are struggling with things that you are not aware of. And a little bit of kindness goes a very long way. Okay, like, that's all I'm going to say. Right. Number 9, and thing, this is really important as well, is that you need to become financially literate. You need to know what income you need to make to be able to live comfortably. You need to know about your taxes. You need to know about your pension. You need to know about your savings. You need to know about your emergency fund. You need to be financially literate more so than ever before. Because as a freelancer, you're not going to have the security of having a stable paycheck at the end of every month. There might be months where you have 0 work. If you spent everything you've earned, say the month before you had 2 events, you spent everything, you have nothing the month after, what the fuck are you going to do? Where are you going to eat? How are you going to pay your bills? How are you going to pay your rent? Save a certain amount of months of expenses, please. I'm not saying that you should indulge. Like, here and there, a little cute razzle dazzle, never hurt no one, but just know what you're doing with your money. I think that's really important, and it's sometimes even overlooked. You need to have that financial bargaining chip of saying, I'm not working this because I don't like it. And it's not because it makes you a difficult person. It makes you someone who knows what they're worth, and that goes a long way. And people sometimes, TOs sometimes just don't have the budget, and that's okay. It doesn't make you a bad person. It's like, this is my rate. This is how low I am willing to go. And if it's not, then I'm really sorry, but I'm unable to work with you. But please do keep me in mind for future opportunities. Don't just be like, no, I'm not doing it. Like, you need to be civil, polite, and kind about it, and you need to give your reasons. It's kind of like the opposite of what I'm going to say right now, but be a yes person. Say yes. Gini, do you want to be a host? Yes. Gini, do you want to play-by-play Valorant? Yes. Gini, do you want to be an analyst? Sign me up. I did every role under the sun on Valorant. I wanted the experience of being a different role. And I didn't do that because I was like, oh yeah, I want to take this opportunity. I did that because the end goal in mind that I will continuously have is that I want to be a host. Hosting opportunities at tier 2, hosting opportunities are really low. So you take what you got, you roll with the punches, you learn from that experience, and you keep going. Just be a yes person. Gina, do you want to host like the TikTok show? Yeah. Gina, want to do a podcast? Sure. Gini, do you want to pick up my dirty laundry? No. There are boundaries, of course, but say yes to as many opportunities as you can. You learn a lot from it. You get invaluable experience. You get some incredible relationships, and sometimes it's like the best shit ever. Bro, I never stayed hosted in my life, but I still said yes to I-70. I-69. It was I-69. But like, if you don't say yes, if you don't push yourself out of the comfort zone, if you're going to be like, oh, but like, I've never done that before, I don't know how to do that, it's not going to help. It's not going to get anywhere. Okay, so keep that in mind. So these were my 10 tips of not shitting the bed if you're starting esports in 2024. These are pretty basic things. I will probably make a video or two more depending on whatever questions I get, but I do hope that this helps. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and thank you for being part of my journey in 2024. It's been really great, and I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. Bye.